Hey everybody, it's Fat Frog. Today in Ark Survival Evolved, I'm going to discuss the benefits of imprinting babies and what it means. And after that, we'll show you the results of different imprinting on identical set of triplets. But first, let's just go ahead and head over here and throw out an egg to show you what imprinting is all about. So the first step in imprinting is going to be hatching the egg or dropping a baby like a mammal giving birth here. And imprinting is going to be both a benefit to the rest of your tribe and especially yourself. So here we go. So it wants to imprint. So we're imprinting, and so if we look at the inventory now, imprinting is going to be at 0, but this thing is imprinted to me right now. So that's really good. So now let's discuss, while that's happening, the different aspects of imprinting. So after this thing, if it becomes fully imprinted, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a sec, but what's going to happen, and the reason why you want to do this is because while you are riding an animal, it's going to give you a 30% increase in the damage given and a 30% decrease in the damage taken, which is very significant. Now, your settings are going to matter. So if you have babies raising faster than normal, you're probably not going to get full imprints and stuff like that. And so I'm not going to discuss the mathematics involved there. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to experiment with. So that is just, that 30% increase is just for the person who imprinted. So other tribe mates don't get it. But on the base of that, you get a 20% increase in all stats. And that doesn't matter who's riding it or if it's being ridden by anyone at all. And that 20% increase is also going to transfer if you were to give that dino to a different tribe and trade it for something else, for instance. So it's very significant. So the exceptions to that 20% increase is that there's going to be no increase in movement speed, no boost in movement speed to flyers, rather. Except for the snow owl, I guess. And there's going to be no increase in stamina and oxygen. So that 20% increase is also going to stack on top of that 30% bonus when you're riding. The way things get further imprinted and you get that imprinting bonus is we've got, for instance, with this Rex, that's going to request something of you. So it's going to be one of three things. The animal's going to want to take a walk, it's going to want to cuddle, or it's going to want some sort of food. And it's usually not the food that it normally eats. So let's take a little walk with this Rex. So we're just gonna hit follow here on the Rex and just move it around. And then we'll get a little flash to let us know that it's imprinted. And when these things are ready to be imprinted, they do have the little pacifiers going up over their heads, so you don't have to necessarily run right up to them. You should be able to see it from a distance. So there we go, 1% imprinting on this guy. So he's real happy about that, isn't he? Okay, so let's unfollow that guy. And let's take, oh, you're still following me. You're pretty color, by the way. Anyway, so we've got this one. This one also wants to go for a walk, but we already showed that example. And this one wants to cuddle. So cuddling is just going up and, like it says, hit E. Oh. Get a little aw, and then in this case we get 1% imprinting. So that's great. So over here we go. And this one also wants to go for a walk. Did I have any other Rexes? So now that, so the guy who went on a walk, where are you? Come on. There we go. So this one wants care in 47 minutes. So that means in 47 minutes, it's going to ask me to do something else again. So, you know, that might be some food or whatever. Now, if it asks for a food you don't have, say like raw prime fish meat, in this case, so this guy's asking for a walk. And, ooh, I don't have an empty cryopod. Let me just toss this guy out over there. Okay, so if you cryopod the baby, it should reset. Now, of course, it could reset and just give you the same thing again. But let's see what happens here. So let's toss this guy back out and see what see what he's going to request of us. Before it was a walk, and now it is, whoa. He still wants to go for a walk. Okay, let me just try again, see what happens. I don't have cryo sickness on here, so should work. Let's see here. Oh, see, here he goes. Now he wants prime meat jerky. And I have that, and I could give that to him if I want to. Now, before I forget, I just want to put food back in his inventory so he doesn't starve to death while I'm not looking. There we go. Okay, so these guys are all getting boosted up, and once they get, fully imprinted, they'll be ready to go, and they'll be pretty good Rexes. These aren't the most stupendous Rexes out there. So for a real-world example, we've got 3 aloes here. These are triplets that we raised up, so they were identical in all their stats exactly. So let's take a look at the different ones. One we got over here is no imprint at all. We did a partial imprint on this guy, which was 16%, and this over here is a full imprint. Let's take a look at those different stats. And it'll be just much easier if I pull up a little spreadsheet over here. So let's look at the health of the no imprint. We are at 3,024, which, these aren't great aloes. They're eh. And so for the no imprint, we had 3,024. For part imprint, we've got 3,119. And for a full imprint, we got 3,628. So we did get a 20% boost in all these different stats. As you can see, stamina and oxygen had no change like we said before. Food, let's just go through the no and the full. Food is 12,400 and no imprint, and full imprint is 14,900 basically. Weight, we started at 615 and ended up at 738. Melee damage, 261 to 311. Then movement speed at 90% for some reason. And then full imprint at 110% movement speed. Torpidity was 12,700 and then went up to 15,240. And imprinting, of course. So I think that's a huge difference really in the real world stats from imprinting, if you can get through an entire imprint. Now, that takes a lot of work under normal circumstances, and like I've said, depending upon your settings, these numbers are not going to work out quite exactly. I did a bunch of imprinting on single player, and I only got 10% during the Love Evolved event, and I don't know if that had something to do with it, because if babies raise faster, then it's not going to work out. Anyway, let's take no imprint and full imprint out into the field and see what kind of damage that they can do. Alright, I lured this Bronto in so we can have a bit of a controlled experiment. That's just a galley, I don't need to worry about that. So now we can send our aloes in here and see what they do. So let's go ahead and grab them out of a cryopod here. So we got full imprint. Let's take our no imprint first and see what the difference is between one with a saddle on it and one without one. So I'm going to put you on, let's see, we're going to start out with you on, well, let's just attack a target here and see what you do without a saddle. Should be able to squeeze in through over here. And let's see, can we get in here? Oh yeah, we can get in here. So I'm probably going to take a beating as well here, but let's do this. No, not that, please, thank you. There we go. Okay, attack. So it's doing 91 damage without me riding it, and Hagen's getting in there too, and it's taking 33 damage. So let's go ahead and we're going to whistle passive on these guys. And now let's see what it does when I'm riding it. We're still doing 91 because it's got no imprint. So let's get out of here. We don't want to do too much damage, and we're taking 20 damage. So dealing 91 and taking 20. So let's get this guy over here. So we've got to get him a little further away because aloes have a bit of like a pack bonus, and so we don't want to initiate that. We want to see what it's like without pack bonus. So let's grab this guy, toss him out of here. There we go. I guess you'll be fine. Okay, so let's try our full imprint here. We haven't, of course, put anything into stats for this experiment. So we got this guy in here. There we go. So he's doing 109. Okay, is he going to withstand some damage? Okay. Come on. Bronto's only level 115. There we go. Okay. So now, let's take a bite. I guess this guy isn't going to actually give us damage. So we're doing 141 while we're riding it. So that's a pretty good size difference. So let's get out of here. I guess we're not going to be able to take damage from this guy. Hagen's really getting in there. So I think you can see, we didn't see the difference in the damage, but it's 20%. It's just we wanted to show a real world example here. And so I think you can see that it's really well worth doing the imprint. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.